I didn't plan to ring the bell. They didn't invite me, and I didn't need an invitation. Not to my house. I stood at the gate, the one I'd paid for, engraved with their initials, not mine. The lights were warm, laughter spilling through the windows like smoke, familiar voices weaving lies into celebration. My mother's high-pitched giggle, my father's proud tone, the new homeowners. My hand hovered over the latch for a moment. Then I pushed it open. The noise inside faltered when they saw me. "Oh," my mother started, clutching her wine glass. "You came." "I did," I said, stepping in, scanning the walls, the marble floor, the chandelier I'd chosen after my father complained about the price. Couldn't resist seeing what my money bought. No one laughed. 3 years ago, I was still trying to make them proud. Every promotion, every pay raise, every achievement, I'd report it like a child showing a drawing. They'd smile, say that's nice, and change the subject to my brother. He was the golden one, the dreamer who never worked, never planned. I was the planner, the one who paid bills, fixed problems, kept quiet. When they lost their old house, I stepped in. I told them I'd buy a new one, for them to live in. Temporary, I said, just until things got better. They called me their savior. I believed them. It started small, mail redirected, a few calls I didn't get, a lawyer's number on the caller ID. Then my father forgot to tell me about the housewarming plans. I asked once. He said, "Oh, it's nothing big, just family." Family. The word twisted in my chest. A week later, I overheard my mother on the phone, her voice sharp and hurried. "Well, what's done is done," she said. "She bought it, but it's ours now." I remember standing there, the phone still pressed against the wall, my breath caught somewhere between disbelief and disgust. It wasn't about money. It was about erasure. They hadn't just taken what was mine, they'd rewritten it as if I never existed. I didn't confront them, not yet. Instead, I called my lawyer. Quietly. I reviewed the deed, every signature, every clause. I owned the land, the structure, everything within its walls. They were just occupants. I smiled for days after that. They thought it was peace. It was preparation. I changed the locks on the accounts, redirected the property tax bills back to me, set up a quiet transfer notice, the kind that gives tenants 30 days before eviction. I made sure the timing was perfect, 1 week after their big party, because revenge tastes best when served before dessert. I walked through the crowd that night, eyes following me like flies. My mother's friends whispered. My father's jaw clenched. "Why didn't you tell me about this?" I asked, keeping my voice soft. My mother's lips trembled into a smile. "We didn't think you'd want to come. You're always so busy." "Busy buying houses, yes," I said, my tone steady, "especially this one." My father sighed, already irritated. "You bought it, but it's ours now. You said it yourself. A gift." "Did I?" I tilted my head. "Strange. I don't recall the paperwork saying that." He frowned. "What paperwork?" "The one that gives you 30 days to vacate," I said, pulling a white envelope from my bag. "You'll find the legal notice inside. Happy housewarming." The silence that followed was exquisite. My mother blinked, as if words might save her. "You wouldn't—" "I already did." Her glass slipped from her hand and shattered on the floor. I didn't move. I didn't raise my voice. I just watched. My father stepped forward. "We're your parents." "Yes," I said, "and I was your daughter when it was convenient." He lunged for the papers, but I held firm. "All those years," I said quietly, "I worked to keep you safe, to make you proud. And when you finally had something to be proud of, you decided to steal it." My mother's lip quivered. "We needed a home." "So did I," I replied, "but I built mine from nothing. You just moved in and called it yours." The crowd was silent now. Their friends, witnesses to the perfect downfall. I stepped back, leaving the envelope on the counter. 30 days, I repeated. After that, I'll be changing the locks. Again. My father didn't answer. My mother just stood there, pale as the marble she'd chosen. I turned toward the door, pausing only once, long enough to take in the room, the lights, the illusion of family. It all looked so perfect, on the outside. I drove away with the windows down, the night air cold and clean. It didn't feel like revenge. It felt like justice, like balance. They'd taught me all my life to give, to sacrifice, to stay quiet. And I had, until they mistook my silence for weakness. But silence can be a weapon. They'll learn that every time they see the eviction notice pinned to the door. Every time they remember that the house they bragged about, the one they claimed, was never theirs. It was mine. And this time,